Hi, everyone. Yes, it's me, your favorite widow. I hope this video finds everyone doing warm and well, especially right here in the Southeast. Oh my goodness, we had like 30-degree weather pretty much all day today. But anyway, it is Throwback Thursday. And I have my trusted journal here, and I'm ready to get into it. And remember, this is just a, I guess, how should I put it? This series of Throwback Thursdays is proof that you will get through what you're feeling right now. Honor your feelings. I'm not telling anyone to dishonor or even water down or ignore, and definitely not suppress your emotions. Okay, any of this frustration, anger, heartache. There's so many, right? But the goal here is to let you know where you are now. I've been there. The heartache, angry, even when there's no physical person or thing like an illness or anything, right? You're just mad. And for me, I was angry with God. Yeah. And everybody around me, for the most part, I was raised Christian, was like, no, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. And I remember, I distinctly recall saying, I just won't say it around you. Right? That's it. And I want you all to know that whatever your religious beliefs are, your spiritual beliefs, for me, is God, my creator. And although I said these things, my heart was broken. And you best believe my God didn't punish me. If anything, God loved on me even more. I felt the Spirit of God in me and on me and beside me. Like I have some they say supernatural experiences. These are not supernatural. I have had, since my husband transitioning, some of the most powerful interactions with God in my life. More so when I was going through, I was angry with him. I'm trying to keep my intros quick, but I want to make sure that the purpose and the motivation behind my Throwback Thursday is for healing purposes, not to keep going back and revisiting the pain, the heartache, the past. No, this is only to let you know you get through it. Because I have you see all of this, I didn't think I was going to get through it. So I want my heartache, my anger, right? Frustration, exhaustion to be a survival kit for you. All right? And if not a survival kit, an assistance to let you know, I want to be your cheerleader on the outskirts, letting you know you're going to get through it. Keep going, keep going. All right? So, hold on. I was about to tell you about an experience that God and I had because, like I said, God didn't punish me. Okay? And I was upfront with my feelings and my emotions to God. And God did only honor them. He loved me through them. And gave me some of the most beautiful revelations about death. And for those of you who don't know, after 11 years, since my husband transitioning, I'm no longer afraid of death. Will it come with this separation anxiety and sadness? Yes. But it won't be a sting of death the way it was when my husband passed away. It won't. Because you know what? Death and I have this relationship. I see it for what it is. Death is a natural promise to all of us. You're born and you must die. Death is not dread. God did not create anything to cause us dread. That's why when we're sad and we're hurt or we're angry or we have any type of resentment or bitterness, it doesn't feel good. That's the way your body says, get this out of me because this doesn't belong inside of me. Okay? And the thing is with death is that cheerleader for all of us to celebrate, recognize, and live in right now. That's all. I know death get this bad rap, the Grand Reaper, and all types of innuendos, but it's not. Honestly, death love you so much to the point where it's saying, "Hey, you know that I am a promise, death. So why not live life? Be kind, you know, love on each other, respect each other, be honest with each other, you know, and live." I'm telling you all, it's sweet. So wherever you decide to put death in your life, it's up to you. And believe me, it can change because like I said, it took 11 years for me to get here. Not just years, I'm talking about 11 years of experiences. Okay? Getting it right, getting it wrong, getting it right, getting it right, getting it right, as far as like experiences. But nonetheless, you get through it. I got through it. I'm continuing to get through it. All right? So, let's fan the good old book and see where we at. Let's see. Let's see. Almost that's my room today, y'all. Okay, what is this? This is July. Oh yeah. I don't have my hand held today, you all, so I'm kind of working with my hands, okay? This is July 6, 2015 at 1:18 a.m. Oh, this was just one page. Okay. Oh, this is my decaf from when I was telling everyone I was in the I did my first like marathon thing. So, but anyway, I am going to read and I am going to see if I can recall as much as I can about this experience, okay? July 6, 2015 at 1:18 a.m. All right. I know I had not mentioned in my past entries that I sold my home, our home. I purchased a newer, smaller home in a suburb. All of our rooms are on one level, which allows me to walk through and pray for my children, and I can also hear more. It's a nice house. The kitchen is small, but every space has a purpose. I have my own bathroom with a separate shower and tub. Also, there are no HOA fees. Yes, that's right. Well, we moved from a pretty big house with big HOA fees, okay? When my husband passed away. I have a large fenced backyard and a garage. Praise God. I am praying to pay this mortgage off ASAP. To God be all the glory. So this day I would just, I guess, if I can remember, this is just a one-page entry, July 6th. So what was going on here when my husband transitioned, and of course when you have two incomes, and I at the time had the only grandchildren, I mean the only children on both sides of our family, on my side of the family and also on my husband's side. And um our home was fit our lifestyle. At the time, we had three children, expecting one more. So we would have been a household of six. So we had a pretty large house, 3 levels, a little over, I think, 3,100 square feet. And that's not even counting the basement. It was pretty big because the basement was the same length and width as the house. And just that, like, a third of it we kept unfinished for my husband's, like, tools and, stuff like that. And one of the reasons that I moved um, originally, because a lot of my family members wanted me to move closer to, my parents, his parents, to help, just, well, that's how they put it to me, so that they could help me with the grandchildren, while I was going through the grieving process. And honestly, looking back, I may have done it too soon. And the only reason I said that, I because moving as quickly as I did, which really wasn't that quick. I think we moved like a year after my husband passed away, a little less than a year, and it was grief and then moving anxiety as well. So I can't even imagine what my children was going through, um, having to move, meet new friends, been in a new environment, although they were among and closer to family and friends, but still they had no cousins or anything. It was just them. So they still had to go and um, establish new friendships, and acquaint themselves with a new neighborhood. And the same thing for me, as far as like new neighbors and getting myself familiar with my new community and everything. And so, one of the wisdoms that I would say for this particular situation, um, looking back, knowing what I know now, after the transitioning of a spouse, if you can delay, if it's within reason, any major changes, I would suggest doing that. And the only reason I say that is because I removed my children from what they knew, their friends, um, what was familiar to them, to a whole neighborhood that they wasn't familiar with. And although all of my family and family was like, "Oh, we'll help you," after about, I don't know, a few weeks, after a while, you see them like once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month, and you're like, "Hey, what happened? What happened? To you guys, you're gonna be around. You're gonna be so accessible, right?" Well, all these, I'm not gonna call them excuses. They just went on with their lives. And I was left to, and I'm already grieving, raising a newborn and my other three children, and now trying to help them reorient themselves, emotionally, you know, and myself as well. So, in making that move, I added to our stress levels, our heartache, our anxieties. So, my suggestion, if within reason, you know, if you do not have to make any major moves, then don't. Try to the best of your abilities to keep um, a, everything as I don't want to say similar, but somewhat familiar as possible. Although I know for a fact everything is different because, especially when there's dependents involved, you know, children or anyone that you take care of, you've taken on the roles that you had prior to your spouse transitioning. Now you have your spouse roles as well. Okay. So I recognize and I understand that, yes, things are different. But what I am proposing is that you have someone outside of family now that you trust and you value their judgment and you write down the things that you need, the things that you desire. Because that outside person, because those first few years, that everything is so foggy and is and you're so emotional, okay, to the point you really can't see where you are. You can only see as far as you can see your hand in front of you, stretched out in front of you. And that's the truth. So if you're, try not to make any major moves. I mean, I say moves, major decisions, especially financial decisions. I speak about this in one of my finance videos on the channel where there are certain financial vehicles that you can set up, okay, to protect yourself during this bereavement process. All right. Check it out. I think it's about, it may be 3 years old, but if I find, I'll link it in the description box below. Okay. But there are, but knowing that means as adults, you need to have the conversation with your spouse or with your loved ones or your significant other about proper planning so that these um, financial, I could say, I don't want to call them shelters, but these financial protectives, barriers are in place when one spouse transition. All right. And believe me, it can help save a family. I'm serious. So check that video out. But like I said, if you do not, now I understand if everybody's financial situation is different. When you, especially if you go from a 2 income household down to one, and it's beneficial for you to downsize, then do so. But do it as strategically as possible. And the best way to do this is to have these finance conversations with your spouse, all right, prior to any type of incident. If you and your spouse can sit around and talk about the daily news, you can have that conversation about, hey, let's go ahead and get our things together, our finances together. And in that is talking about bereavement. Okay. Make sure your insurances and any type of trust funds and things like that, that the language is exactly the way you would want it to be. All right. So Oh, wait, we're at 20 minutes. So on July 6th, 2015, at 1:18 a.m., my intro was mainly about how I sold our home and purchased a home closer to, excuse me, closer to our family. And because it was done so quickly, I added to my children's and to my anxiety and our stress and our grief. So, the wisdom that I extract from this day, from this entry, if you do not have to, if there's no urgency to make any major moves, be it moving physically or making any major purchases or anything like that, if you do not have to do those things, then don't. Wait as things clear up for you. Will that happen in 12 months? Maybe, maybe not. But guess what? When it does clear up, the money will be there for you, or the options will always be there for you. Okay? Don't let anyone rush you into it. And also, I would definitely have this sit down with your spouse, your significant other, right here, right now. Um, but for those of you that are grieving right now and you're feeling it, and you just want to get the hell out the house in which all these memories are just bogging you down, reach out to your family, reach out to your friends and say, hey, can I just come and be with you all for a little while? Okay. And I know you don't want to be a burden. So just for a little while. And that'll be up to you and the family or friend that you choose to visit with. But this is where professional counseling comes into play. See, I denied myself counseling, you know. So it was difficult for me to be in our house. It was actually very painful. I mean, I actually could have financially stayed there, still could be there. But it was so painful, you all. Um, so in so many ways, I was looking for a form of release. And when family encouraged me to move, it was just at that time me reacting and not responding. I was reacting out of emotions. I wanted it out, and by them offering, suggesting that, I was like, "Oh yes, that's what it is. That's the answer. That's the thing," you know. And once I made the move, it was like, a, oh my goodness, so much emotion coming from everybody. And I'm trying to manage their grief and their emotions and moving. And by the time it came, it was time for me to focus on me. I was too exhausted. Yeah. Hence my hospital visit, right? So if you feel like you can't be there, definitely reach out and get you some professional help to help you honestly, to help you with what's real and what's not, to be that voice of reason until things settle. Because let me tell you something, there's literally nothing a therapist or anyone can do to really clear up your feelings. That's up to you. But what their professional therapy does is a form of professional release and accountability to someone outside of yourself who believes in you, who validates your feelings and know for a fact that you're going to get through it and that they're there to help you in that process. When you have a cheerleader and a friend that's a not necessarily a friend, but a therapist that you can be real with, that you can say, right now I'm angry with God. And you don't feel no sense of condemnation, you know, that's a good feeling. Instead of you suppressing it and keep suppressing it and suppressing it, okay? So when you do that, you're able to go back into your home in which you share with your loved one. And it gets lighter and lighter, okay? So do not deny yourself professional help, assistance on this grief journey. So, um, keeping it short, and this is Throwback Thursday. And the wisdom that I extract from this journal entry tonight is try not to make any major moves, any major decisions. People gonna come at you, oh, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? No, no, no. Even if you have it, just say no. No, no, no. I'm serious. Until things clear up. And if they don't understand, really, that's just up on them. All right? Only take care and focus on the necessities right now. You know, like I said, if there's any dependence in yourself in your healing process, of course, pay your necessities, your bills and things like that. But if you don't have to do anything major, then don't. I take my word on don't do it. Because what were they going to do, had your spouse been here? So they let them figure it out for themselves. That's not your issue. All right. Your issue is getting through your grief journey. All right. All right, everybody. I just wanted to get in here and definitely did not want to miss our Throwback Thursday. So remember, you get through it. And in this process, you got to restore your relationship with death. Okay? I guarantee you. And that doesn't mean it's going to be here, like, hey, just right out right out the gate, you and death are just on it. And hey, it could be. And that's a wonderful thing. But if not, I'm here to tell you it's a process. Oh, believe me, I had death here at one point, over here, over here, over here, over here. But now we're like, he's right here. And I'm serious. That's why I value right now, even more so. I love you all. And remember, you get through this. And when you do, one day you will look back. You'll be doing like this, looking back at it. So don't forget, pick up the books, the journals. All right? Because it will help you with some divine questions to get to the essence of your emotions and your feelings and your actions. All right. Be blessed. I love you all. And we are going to get through this together. Bye.